Welcome to the Hilltopper Hooligans podcast. This is Michael House to my left, and I'm Sam Kurtz, and we are going to be discussing the coronavirus and its outbreak in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Michael, what do you think about the coronavirus?
It hasn't reached Bowling Green yet, but it's definitely reached the sports world so far, and we got big news today, kind of some breaking news. Actually, yesterday, the Conference USA tournament just went off a rampage, and it started out yesterday. I was an hour and a half probably almost about an hour into my drive when we got the news that no fans would be allowed. So we turned around and drove back to Bowling Green at about 10:30, and I thought it was just going to be like that and remain like that, and that there won't be any fans in general. But then they decided today that they weren't going to have a tournament at all, and they canceled about every single conference tournament there is, and the official March Madness college basketball NCAA tournament. So pretty bad.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is awful. I mean, what is March without the madness? It's just March sadness.
I about started to cry.
I mean, I kind of shed a tear. There's not even going to be a shiny moment.
Yep.
I feel like I saw something on Twitter today, and it was from WKU's head coach, Rick Stansbury, and he said that all seniors should be given the chance to come back and play in their respective conference titles. And, talking about in 2021, what do you think about that, Mr. House?
I think that would be really good. Jared Savage especially has started to turn it on. Cam would be a good position back to the team. The only thing it could maybe take away from a couple of the big recruits that we're trying to get, but I think it would be a good thing in general. Zion Harmon is set to announce on March 24th, and I think he's definitely going to come to Western. I don't think there's any other option. Seton Hall is his second one, I'd say, but I'd say he's coming to Western, and that's it.
I mean, why would you want to go to Seton Hall when you could roll tops? That's all I'm saying, Michael.
Yep. Western's always the better option. We won't hear any big bands playing on television and anything like that. No fans would be in attendance, but they just decided to cancel it. I'm very upset with the decision made by the NCAA. How do you feel about it?
Oh, me too. I feel like this is all blown out of proportion. The United States cases have barely reached over 1,000, and people are just losing their marbles. And what I feel that is the most ridiculous thing about the NCAA tournament is that most members in attendance aren't elderly. They don't go to a roaring sports event in their 80s. Most people maybe 50s, 30s, and then they have young kids in the student section.
Mm-hmm. They would have mostly been all students, I would think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And the statement was made from WKU Athletics that said, WKU Athletics will provide any relevant, logical information as it relates to its sports programs and the COVID-19 pandemic when appropriate. So that's pretty much all the news that we know as of now. But we'll probably be hearing more later. The NBA decided to cancel. XFL canceled. Is the NHL still on?
No, NHL's gone.
Gosh, I think everything's gone by now.
If
not, it will go on.
The only sport just unbelievable that's still going on is golf. Yep. Golf does not care.
And the WWE, Vince McMahon is a very proud man right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just WWE where two people are jumping and fighting all over each other. They don't even care about that. And there's thousands of people packed right next to each other in the arena.
Yeah.
And I think that just kind of goes to show how soft our society has gotten, because I know people need to make the right measures or whatnot, but regarding just this nation as a whole, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, I'm glad we are taking these measures so it doesn't become that big of a deal. But I think some people need to acknowledge that it's not that big of a deal right now. And it's just blasphemous that they're canceling all the conferences.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that I think we could be able to do is just suspend all of the conference tournaments and maybe have a May Madness.
Yeah.
Very unlikely, but I'd do it. I'd take it.
That would absolutely be so tough, Michael.
Yes. So information as it relates to coronavirus will continue to come out as we receive more word on it. But this is pretty much all we have as of now. You can follow WKU Athletic Director Todd Stewart on Twitter. He'll give you all the information you need to know. As long as definitely you can always follow us. You can follow Sam on Twitter. And you can follow the Hilltopper Hooligans podcast on Twitter as well. And you can follow me at Hilltopper Red. All these accounts will keep you updated with everything you need to know. And this would be a great Twitter feed to have if you have all of us in the followed section. So just a bit of
I like funny tweets too.
What?
I said I like funny tweets too, so you'd be blessed with those tweets.
If you're very depressed from the coronavirus and you're just sick of WKU athletics and everything getting canceled right now, then follow Sam on Twitter and you'll get the humor out there from retweets and maybe even some tweets.
Yeah, for sure. I need to get more on Twitter often, Michael. All I do now is go to my Explore page and see all the bad things happening in the United States.
Yep.
But I don't know. It's a crazy time of the year, Mike. It's always been crazy. March, I don't think I've ever lived in a time period where something like astronomical hasn't happened in like the month of March.
Yeah.
There's something about it.
I was saying earlier today, I think this might be the craziest 2 days I've ever lived through in my life.
Oh, undoubtedly. I mean, there are so many things that are like going on right now in the world. And
that tornado could hit tonight.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, some people at school, I heard them talking about how it's mirroring kind of the end of the world. And I think that's a little extreme, but to some extent, it kind of feels like it. And it's just.
It does. Like everything.
It leaves you wondering.
I don't know. Some people may say that this is the time Jesus is coming.
Yeah.
I might see you in heaven soon, Sam.
Maybe it'll be March Madness in heaven, Michael.
Yep. I hope so. Anyway, that'll do it. And thank you for listening. Everyone who tuned in today for the podcast. And go Tops.
All right, go Tops, Michael. All right,